If we were to pick one style of personal flotation device that marine guides are familiar with, and we can find in a variety of situations, it's the self-inflating PFD. These units are compact, easy to stow, and when needed, the buoyancy is provided by a gas cylinder inflating an otherwise compact and folded away bladder inside the PFD housing. They've got a lot of advantages. They're easy to put on, easy to adjust, they're compact, they don't take up a lot of space, give you good freedom of movement, and yeah, a lot of our guests are very familiar with them, and they're easy to stow. The way that these work are, most of them are auto-inflating, but you always have to ask the question, is it an auto-inflating PFD or do I have to use the manual tab? So when you pick up a PFD for the first time, that's one of the first things you want to check. You want to look inside, find the user instructions, and ensure that it will inflate if it goes in the water. If it doesn't, then you need to know to pull the tab and get the gas canister activated. The third backup, if either of those fails, is to inflate it with the tube. Now, you need to also ask your question, where is the tube? Is it on the right or is it on the left? Generally speaking, where the tab is, the tube is going to be on the other side, like so. One thing that I've noticed over the years is that we know these things about these self-inflating PFDs, but they're rarely ever practiced or drilled. So it really wouldn't be a bad idea to start introducing into our workflows more time set aside to actually have these PFDs to be able to trial them and to drill them in a realistic situation. Just give yourself an example. You fall in the drink, it doesn't self-inflate, the tab doesn't work, and now you are forced to use the tube. Just think about what that might look like in cold water. You're going to be hyperventilating already, you're going to need to remember where the tube is, and you might need to use an awful lot of breath to get that filled up. That is something worth practicing and worth drilling. We drill for so many other things, why not the use of the PFD? In addition, when these actually do inflate, while they do provide a lot of flotation, somewhere upwards of 30 pounds, which is significantly more than most inherent foam flotations, they can be difficult to swim in, and they can also be difficult to move around. They can definitely restrict movement. And if we just picture ourselves in a situation as guides responsible for other people in our care with a great big bladder inflated that's restricting our ability to move and to respond to things, we can see that that's a definite limitation. I just want to have a look at this and take it down a little bit further and see exactly what's inside. And this is one of the things that I certainly would recommend that everyone does when they pick up a new self-inflating PFD for the first time, just to get an idea of what the various features of it are and where they're located on the unit. So this one here, the whistle is inside, and you can see that the bladder is quite large. Here it is, folding out, and there's the inflating tube on the side here. Similarly on the other side. Somewhere in here, we should find the user instructions, some high-vis tape there, reflective tape. We've got warnings, and other information right here. Now, as I mentioned, the inflating mechanism on the self-inflating PFDs is not 100% reliable. And in fact, the RNLI, the Royal National Lifeboat Institute in the UK, did a survey of almost 1,000 self-inflating PFDs and found that there were 9% of them that didn't actually inflate. That's almost 1 in 10. So it's interesting that although the self-inflating PFDs have advantages, as we mentioned, easy to stow, they look sharp, they're compact, really they do have some limitations which should give us pause for thought in a marine guiding context. And while it would not really be the association's role to make a mandate as to one type of PFD or the other, we'd definitely like to make sure that there's enough information out there that guides are able to make an informed decision.